Hello, and welcome to another edition of Mind Your Mindset, the podcast that deals with issues of our daily life and how our mindset influences and how we deal with them. This is Jessica Barkley, your hostess. Hi, I wanted to share this podcast with you about minding your mindset because it is such an important fact in our lives, in our everyday lives, to just have a good attitude towards things and the way we see things, and our perspective makes such a difference on how we live our lives and the quality of life that we have and what we attract to ourselves. So here I am to just help you with little subjects that can be big subjects, and maybe with small ways or big ways in which you can adjust your mindset and help you have a better experience. Now, today, I want to deal with the subject of inner guidance. Never before in the history of humankind, I think, have we talked about spirituality with such a free flow as we do today. Yoga is super popular these days, and I think the language of yoga has expanded so much. And the reason being, I do believe, is because we are all resonate with it, or at least most of us resonate. We resonate with words like, spirit, our inner being, our guidance, the universe, the energy of the world, the universal universe. We Did I just say universal universe? I'm sorry, got carried away. I meant to say the energy of the universe or source energy. We are expanding into different levels of spirituality, something that is not so religiously oriented but more spiritual. And we're feeling very comfortable with all this language and all these practices such as yoga and meditation. And we're bringing it to different realms of our lives. And I think that this is the moment. This is the moment for us to start realizing how can we help our experience here in this earth. So today I want to talk to you about your inner guidance or our inner guidance. We all have it. A lot of people call it their souls. Other people call it their inner self. Some people call it their guardian angel. It's not important what you call it. What it is important is the way you feel about it and how you connect to it, and how do you allow it to flow into your everyday life. So, first of all, what is your inner guidance? Let me give you a little bit of background in case, I'm sure everybody has a pretty good idea of what their inner spirit or their inner guidance is, but let me give you a little bit of background how this works. So we were non-physical before we came into these bodies. We were energy, 100% pure positive energy. And then, of course, we decide to be born into our bodies, and then we become physical. But in our physical experience, as we all know, we have still that energy that makes us alive, right? Because when you die, or when you make your transition, which is what I like to call it, that energy is no longer in your body, but it doesn't disappear. That energy, that which keeps you alive, that energy which gets your body to do all the functions, all the necessary functions that it needs in order to keep growing and being healthy and working and serving you in your lifetime experience, all of this comes from from your source energy, from your own energy, from your inner guidance. And these are things that we take so much for granted. As I am talking to you, you realize how many thousands of cells are in your body, and each one of them, what the composition is of each one of them and how they all work and they interact in order for your body to be what it is. So we don't even think about the earth we breathe and the breaths we take, and that our heart is beating every single day. We take for granted so much of that in a daily basis, and we don't pay attention to it unless we're ill, and then oh my God, what happened. But it's very important that we are appreciating what we're made out of, and this inner guidance that we have And the best way to appreciate it is by recognizing it and using it and listening to it. How do we listen into it? We listen to it through our feelings, through our emotions, through the way we feel. It's very easy to do. So, the most easy way to know if you're connected to your inner guidance, to your inner being, is by the way you feel. So if you have emotions and feelings that are positive, that are feeling good, if you are, generating positive and good feeling thoughts, you are feeling pretty good about yourself. That means you are in touch with your inner guidance. Why? Because your inner guidance will never make you feel bad, will never allow, it will never allow itself to think poorly or less of you. This is that worthiness. Your inner guidance is the energy that is part of the energy that creates worlds, is that energy of the world, and that is 100% positive energy. So there's no way in the world that is going to go against you in any way. It's always going to root for you. It's always going to love you. It's always going to make you feel good. So you know that you have this. You're born with this. Each one of us has it, and it's up to us to tap into this. Once we're tapping into this on a daily basis through meditation, through list of appreciation, through doing things that make us feel good, not others, that make us feel good, then we know that we're in touch with that inner spirit, inner guidance. When we are feeling depressed, sad, or with self-defeating feelings, or with doubt, when we don't know where to go, when we feel fear, when we feel paralyzed by fear sometimes, we are far away from that. We are going far away from that inner guidance, and we know that because we're feeling bad, and that is not our natural state of being. Our natural state of being as humans is to be happy. We came here to be happy, to feel good, to have a good experience. Why else would this world be so beautiful and have nature be so abundant and so absolutely amazing and breathtaking in so many ways? It's because we came here to enjoy, to have beauty around us. This is what we wanted, this is what we got. So this is the other thing about it. When we are plugged into our energy, into our inner guidance, we have clarity. We know all of a sudden we have a very clear path of where we want to go. It's up to us to make the decision whether we want to or not. But when you do decide where you want to go, and you are in touch with your inner being, which is something that you also decide, because you have the freedom to do so or not, you have a very clear guidance, and all of a sudden, your decisions are very clear. Where you want to go is clear. You get impulses to go to certain places. You get ideas about certain businesses or things you want to start, or people you want to call, or things you want to do, or places you want to visit. It's all about that. It's all about your inner guidance and being open to it. We don't have to try hard. All we have to do is allow it. Allow it to happen because it's already there. We block it with our negative thoughts. We block it with our doubt. We block it with our feelings of self-defeat. We block it with our sadness and trying all of these thoughts. And when we decide to focus on negative things and sad things, we're blocking all this energy and we're not allowing it in. This is something that as humans have been doing and been taught to do since we were little. We've been taught to sacrifice and then be happy, sacrifice and then be happy. Well, those two couldn't be farthest away in the scale of things, because when you're sad, how are you going to be happy? When you're sad, why do we have to pay that price? We don't have to pay that price. We can be happy and we can decide to be happy, and that's our own decision. And we don't have to look for anybody else's opinion or anybody else to be happy. When you get somebody to tell you, oh, you make me happy, be careful, because that's a big responsibility, right? And for that person, to depend on somebody else to make them happy, that is a very difficult situation as well, because what happens when that person is no longer there? You suffer, right? Or when that person lets you down, you suffer. So the best happiness that comes from within. The best happiness for us available is from within, and that is the true power, and that is never ending and always available to us. So what I also want to go into is that we always already touch on ways that we can stay connected, right? Meditation is a huge one. Getting a good night's sleep is another one. doing things that we love, reading a book, reading an encouraging book, seeing a wonderful movie, focusing on good things, going visit a friend that, makes us laugh and that we know we have a good time with them. Just, doing things that make you feel good. Just focus on that. And then the other thing that is important is like when I know we all go through problems and we all go through challenges, I don't want to give you the impression that you got to live your life and not look at your problems or challenges. We all have them on an everyday basis, some bigger, some smaller, some are important, some are, we don't consider them as important, we just let them go. The thing is that two source energy, our problems, the big ones, the small ones, they're all the same. There's no big, there's no small. What happens is when we are faced with challenges, this is the way that we grow. This is the way that we start planting our desires. This is the way we go, oh, I don't want this. But this knowing what I don't want then makes me realize what I do want. So when a challenge arises or a problem arises, the best thing to do is, of course, focus on it and not for too long, of course. Just, in our time, we're supposed to focus on the problem 10% and then 90% of the rest just focus on the solution and live well. So this is a formula that is not popular among us human beings, but that is the way that we're supposed to believe in this world. Why? Because problems are important and challenges are important to us. It is a way that we refine our lives. It is a way that we refine what we want. It is a way where we let the universe know, hey, you know what? I want this. And always focus what you want, because if you tell I don't want this and you focus on that problem, guess what? You're going to get more of it. So realize that there is a challenge and make your wish for the universe or for the solution, and give yourself a space between that problem and finding the solution. Why? Because as long as you're looking at the problem, you're not going to find the solution. So it is very common practice for most people. I don't know if it has happened to you, but I do it all the time, and there's many of my friends who do it too. When I have a problem, they say, okay, I'll go to sleep and maybe, I'll talk it over with my pillow, right? It's like when you say, well, I don't talk it over with my pillow. I go to sleep, I stop all thought, I relax, I, really get into that good place that is called sleep, where my vibration really rises because I'm not worried about anything, I'm not thinking about anything that's worrying me. And then when I wake up and my vibration is nice and clear and high, I meditate, and maybe then the solution will come. If I go to sleep and say, you know what, I say to myself, the solution is going to come tomorrow. I know I'm going to go to sleep, and when I wake up, I'll have the solution. 80% to 90% of the time, I have the solution the next day, and I know a lot of people who are the same. So this is a very easy practice. What could be easier than that? Just try it. For other people, is if you're focusing on a problem and it's just not letting you, go work out. I know some people that go for a run, and some of us are very physical, so we need that really, really strong workout. And then after that, they take a shower, they go do something else. All of a sudden, the problem, the momentum that the problem was gaining is ameliorated by this distraction, and you are more bound to find a solution a lot sooner. So more on this next time, but because it's a huge, huge subject. But that is what your inner guidance is. You have to allow it. It's within you. Just allow it. Don't search for it. Don't look for it. Just allow it. Allow it by relaxing, by feeling good, by knowing that it's there, and by acknowledging that it's there. And as usual, I want to leave you with a quote from my book, Mind Your Mindset. And it goes like this. I so love the moments with my inner being when I feel only well-being within me and all around me. And that's what we have within us, all of us, is only well-being. We just have to tap into it. Let's not block it. So let's be good to ourselves, meditate on a regular basis, and have good thoughts, positive thoughts. Look at what you want, discard what you don't want, and you will be minding your mindset. So this is Jessica Barkley, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. And if you have any comments or questions, you can email me at mindyourmind2018@gmail.com. So mindyourmind2018@gmail.com. Again, it's been a pleasure, and wishing you a lovely day.